Nazca Lines, part 2, medium difficulty. If you guys are here from the previous video, thank you for coming on back. I was just talking a lot of shit today, talking a lot about a lot of stuff, getting into deep topics and trying to rationalize the world. So if you guys want to hang on to stuff like that and hang out, come and chill with Italian Ninja, where we play some Bloons Tower Defense 5, and I work my way through the levels. I've actually pre-recorded these games because I genuinely just trying to beat the game. So, but I'm talking over it and doing some commentary for you guys along the way. So, if you like this stuff, subscribe. If you don't, then fucking don't. I don't care. Cool if you do, but ultimately people choose to do what they want to do. So, just keep on being you guys. Whatever you do, try to make good decisions in the world. But I'm going to try to go back to the story that I was originally discussing in the last video, and I was kind of just talking about work stuff and people and how they work. And, if for everybody out there, I work in a factory. We make plastic products. I'm not going to tell you the exact stuff, but we make plastic products, and it's a tough environment, and people push you around if you let them. So, I used to be fairly naive working in places like this, but I've become unnaive because of malevolent people. So you guys gotta watch yourself, But I think the only way to become non-naive is to experience, I don't know what to call them other than evils. You deal with things that come out of nowhere, and you gotta make sense of it. And then the thing is like, if somebody, what is it? There's like what's that saying? Like, damn you. But I can't even remember. I can't remember where I was going with that. It was something about a saying. I was gonna say a saying, and then I thought of the Joe Biden saying the thing. It's like I can't really remember either. And it was like hurt me, and it was George Bush. George Bush was on stage and was like he's like, you get us, you get me once, it's on me. You get me twice, well, you get me and you won't get me again. And it's like it's kind of funny, right? And it's a hilarious little thing. Maybe I'll edit that in here. I'm starting to learn how to edit, so I should probably edit that in here because that would be hilarious, But yeah, that'd be some. You know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to use my editing powers, my new acquired editing powers, to actually do that. I'm gonna work on making this content more captivating for my audience here with my little tiny lapel mic. I wish I was holding a big fucking microphone. I got this tiny little mic the size of like my pinky, not like the tip of my pinky, just like the pinky nail, that's like the size of the microphone that I'm talking on right now. And I actually have attached it because it's a lapel mic, so it has a little spot for it to clip to your shirt so that you can, talk what's the word I'm looking for? Unattached, without it bothering you, without touching it. But I had just attached it to my finger, so I've used my finger as like, a little microphone. But we're talking about work, talking about being naive. Last game here I beat on easy. Now we're on medium. So a little bit of ramblings, but eventually over time I'll iron these things out into more rigorous and better sounding things. I'm also working on myself quite a bit right now, and I find that when I'm working on myself, I tend to have deeper and more thorough thoughts. My scatterbrainness is way worse when I'm not on top of my shit, smoking a lot and getting into bad things and sleeping in and being a hedonistic bastard. Look up that word if you guys are, not working on your shit. There's words for all these things that you guys are not handling, for all the stuff you guys aren't handling in your lives. And I mean, I'll tell you guys, I'm not the best at it either. You know, everyone deals with shit, and everybody uh, falls off the wagon. You know, I call it losing the path. You know, because what often happens is, or falling off the rails. You know, it's like a train getting derailed, and then it's like once that fucking thing's off, it's like even if it's just off a little bit, how the fuck do you get that thing back on? You know, it's tough as shit. But once you start getting back on, and you start the process, and you make that the goal, that's what ends up happening. You know. But then there's getting back on and kind of getting back into your old good habits, and then there's like taking steps from there and even building more and more progress. You know. I think I used to always think that life was, you know, step forward, step forward, step forward, step forward. What it seems to be sometimes, and oftentimes it's like this, is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Because you get those 2 steps forward, and then something happens and blows you back into the spot that you were previously. And then it's like, wow, you know, you fight like a fucking demon, or you know, like a god, or whatever you want to call yourself, but you fight to get those 2 steps forward, and then something fucking pushes you back, and you get fucking blown back by a bomb or some shit, and then you know you come out swinging again. I'm not gonna. And as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't give up, if that's the path between you and your goals, as long as you don't give up, you'll either die or you'll get there, and that's just reality. So a lot of what I like to do is just try to, you know, rationalize reality out loud. I notice I do it a lot with people, you know, and I don't know. I've had varied success. I think some people seem to like it. I think I also can cause existential crises in people pretty easily because I question everything, you know. But the thing is I know that there's other people out there like me. So I imagine that there's other people that also they question everything. And I'm not going to say that I got all the answers, but I got some things figured out, you know. And I can help people avoid some bad paths. I can't help you guys avoid everything. And I think that there's a lot of things that make men men, and one of the big things is going through hard shit, you know? Like not everybody comes out the other side better than they went in, but some people do. And if you didn't come out better, that means you just didn't learn everything you had to learn. Chances are you're going to have to go through something just as fucking tough to figure it out. So, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, by the way, on this Nazca Lines run, but I know that I win because I wouldn't have kept these videos. I made these videos probably about a week ago or a couple weeks ago. I haven't been... Normally, I would shoot these videos when I'm outside smoking weed. You know, I'd turn the video thing on and play the games, and then as I'd win, I'd save the ones that I won, and all the ones that I lost, I just delete, right? Because who the fuck wants to watch a loss? Well, actually, I had more. This is something interesting for you guys. Now I'm destroying these fucking levels. Something for anybody to analyze out there that's a YouTube person. I did commentary on 57 videos of me beating Monkey Lane on Impoppable. 57 videos of me starting at like whatever. I got to like round 45 at the beginning, you know? And by the time I got to my 57th video, I think it is, I defeated Monkey Lane on Impoppable. I got more viewers and more subscribers in that time than I did doing what I'm doing now, which is just destroying these levels. So I don't know if people just like watching the struggle, you know? It's like watching a kid fall. Kids falling is funny, you know? Especially, I mean, like, even if they cry, you know, as long as they don't get hurt too bad. You don't want them to get hurt too bad, you know? You don't want anybody to get hurt too bad. But if somebody falls, it's fucking funny. Come on. Fallen people, funny. Naked guy, depending on the circumstances, funny. But for the most part, funny, you know? Trying to think of other things that are funny. People getting hurt. Like, you guys ever seen that show on TV called Wipeout? I haven't seen that shit in years. Actually, you know what? I wish I could watch that show on mute. I just hate the over-dramatized commentary. Maybe that's what I'm doing. I don't know. Fuck, maybe I'm like Wipeout. That's what I did for my whole first fucking series. My whole first 57 videos was me just fucking wiping out over and over and over again. Fuck, maybe that's what people like. Maybe that's what I got to do is show you guys all the fucking losses. You know, I think that people do find satisfaction in other people's pain, but I think the people that I want to be around are the ones that they just find guidance from it. You know, because I think you know, if you're just around people who are just they just enjoy your pain, it's like, well, you know, if it's not in the service of acquiring a skill or learning something to get better, then it's just sad. Pain is sad if it's for no particular reason, you know? That's like where sadistic people come from, right? Sadistic bosses. I'm sure people deal with these people, you know? It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And it's like they're just not thinking about anything, you know? The only person they're thinking about is themselves. And, you know, I had these conversations with my dad, and it's like, you know, sometimes if somebody can't negotiate very well for themselves, especially in an employment setting, like I know that this is the thing is if an employer, I think that it depends on the circumstances, right? Because there's two different types of companies, right? There's a company that makes I want to come out with a video. I was thinking about this the other day, but I'm just going to explain this concept, but I'm going to tie this into something bigger that I've been working on. And it's like, you know, I've been trying to organize my thoughts around investing, but not just investing in, say, stocks, but say it's like, you know, go all the way up from like the lowest tier investments up to the biggest tier investments, and like, you know, kind of outline all the ups and downs and possible risks and stuff, and just kind of like, you know, explain that to everybody. Because it's like, you know, the way I look at it, the way I look at a lot of things is like, you know, something like a mutual fund. It's like, you know, mutual funds will say, oh, it's a high risk mutual fund. It's like a word gets put on this mutual fund that you're going to all of a sudden see, and now you're going to have a reaction and go, oh, it's high risk. It's like, it's a fucking mutual fund. It's inherently low risk. All mutual funds are lower risk than individual stocks. That's just like a simple logic thing, you know? Because if you have one mutual fund that has, say, it's comprised of 25 stocks, or say 50 stocks, the more stocks, the less riskier it is. But the fewer stocks, the higher risk it is, because it's only dependent on one entity, right? So you mitigate your risk by going into a mutual fund. So it's like when something says it's a high risk or whatever mutual fund, it's like, fuck off. Like you don't even know how, like I don't even know how that even got passed. Like somebody's like, yeah, you know, well, if you rate all mutual funds, it's like it's risky in terms of mutual funds. It's like, maybe, you know, that might be the best way to look at it. But I think a lot of these people, they like, mutual funds are kind of scammy to me. But anyway, the whole point of me talking about all this is I was gonna get towards the whole idea of like businesses. And there's some businesses that make a lot of money, but they have a lot of competition. And because of the competition, it drives out the profit margin. And when companies don't have high profit margins, they need to squeeze every dollar out of everything. And this ties back into the original thing that I was talking about here. And it's like, with employees, I think companies need to negotiate partially on their behalf. Like, give an employee enough money so that, like, not only can he live, but that he can thrive, right? I've worked at companies, and I know that other people listening to this have probably worked at companies too, that the company doesn't pay you enough to thrive. They pay you enough just to get by. And it fucking sucks, you know? I don't know necessarily what to do about that, right? Because a lot of the times we know that those companies, they still need to exist, right? And somebody has to do the work. But okay, I'm gonna end this video here. Shit. Shit, we got an advertisement. Can I fucking end this? Oh, okay. I'm going to end this video here. Tune into the next one, Nazca Lines on hard. I'm going to continue along the same line of thinking. If you guys like this stuff, subscribe. If you don't, then fuck off. I don't care. Bye.